Looks rare, looks not so rare, looks dead. No matter which way you slice and dice it, LooksRare is not in very good shape right now. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about exactly what I did, how I staked my money, how much I made, and why I think it is being currently in a very bad spot. So if you guys are new, drop a like and let's get right into it. So first off, if you guys have been out of the loop, I'm sure you guys are asking, what is LooksRare? Well, essentially what LooksRare sought to do was to be a competitor to OpenSea. And if you guys have had any experience trading NFTs outside of living under a rock, I'm sure you guys know what OpenSea is. It's basically the largest NFT platform in the entire world. It is the hub for anyone, anywhere trading Ethereum. Yet, there were some issues with OpenSea, and I think a lot of people could see this. There were some controversies about insider trading, certain collections being promoted to the front page when they really shouldn't have been, and there's overall a complaint that OpenSea doesn't actually give anything back to those that are using it. Now, LooksRare sought to change this by giving people some level of reward for actually trading and staking on their platform. So, in today's video, we're going to be talking about why this didn't really go all that well, and hopefully give you guys some active solutions that if anybody from LooksRare is watching this video right now, they could perhaps implement. Let's get right into it. Okay, so the first thing we got to do is take a look at the actual site. What is the website and how does it look right now? Well, to be honest with you, it looks pretty freaking good. And you guys can see this is designed to be the first community-oriented kind of marketplace where you can trade NFTs and get rewards. So you guys can see they have a lot of the major collections listed, and this hasn't really changed all that much, except for the major thing that has changed is the APR. This return used to be a little over 1,000%, and when most people, like myself, initially started staking on this platform, it was around 800 or 900%. Now, as with any hyperinflationary token, we know this is going to go down over time, and the value of the token is also going to go down over time. So this was kind of a given, but already seeing this at 240% as opposed to, 1,000% like it was, definitely isn't quite as good. This means if you put in $100 today and the price of the Looks token stayed exactly the same for a year, that $100 would make you $240. Not a bad deal. The only problem is we have to worry about the actual Looks token itself. And that brings me to my next point. So as you guys can see, this is what the LooksRare token actually looks like in a graphical way. You guys can see right about $2 evaluation right now, which is not very good at all. This is because I bought at around $3.75. I know a lot of people also bought at around $6 or $7, which you guys can do the math. That's a pretty gruesome beating. Now, the market cap is showing to be around $375 million or $1 billion, but I definitely do believe that is much, much, much higher. And really the reason for that, it not being $375 million is because there is a diluted market cap. You guys can see it has not been verified because so many people are actually staking on the platform. So I would reckon this is a little bit higher. I would reckon there are more people using this than the market cap is leading us to believe. Now, the volume over the past day has been a little over $160 million, which is still quite fine. The problem is most of that volume is sell volume, and you guys can see we're down around 23%, and over the past week or so, you guys can see there's been an absolute slide down from the around $4 mark we were at on the 10th. And funny enough, I was actually tempted to buy more here. Very glad I didn't. Very glad I decided not to over leverage because I would have been very, very unhappy if that were the case. Now, before any further, guys, if you guys are enjoying, make sure to check out my Patreon down below in the description so you guys can see exactly what NFTs I am buying and selling, get access to my exclusive NFT watch list, private Patreon only Discord chats, and so much more. To be honest with you guys, I think it's a steal for only $10 a month. Link down below. Okay, so I'm sure you're asking the question, okay, if LooksRare was so good, why was it not successful? Why is the value of the token slipping? What happened? Well, unfortunately, a lot of people, including myself sometimes, who talked about LooksRare didn't actually walk the walk. And what I mean by that is, even if we liked LooksRare, even if I liked the website, I still found myself to be more comfortable and more in a habit of buying NFTs on OpenSea. Maybe because there were more listings available and the floor for certain projects was lower on OpenSea. Maybe because I just felt more comfortable, and I think that's where most people sort of lacked the comfort with LooksRare. But overall, there were unfortunately too many people who were interested in it and liked it, but didn't trade enough on it. I think I made 2 trades on LooksRare during my entire time, and probably made around 3 or 4 on OpenSea. You guys can tell I'm more into Solana. I don't do Ethereum NFTs that much, but again, I spent more time on OpenSea, even though I did like LooksRare. And again, can't blame me for it, can't blame anyone else. It's just the fact that OpenSea has become such a habit for everybody with the most amount of collections, most amount of listings, and usually the most amount of volume that it makes it very easy to instantly gravitate towards the largest platform. So when we look at all these collections here, it is wonderful that we have Bored Ape Yacht Club on here, but the majority of people who are buying Bored Ape Yacht Club are not buying it on LooksRare. Most people who are buying Terraforms and Mutant Ape Yacht Club and Clone X and Azuki, all of these projects are not being bought all that often on LooksRare. And if we compared the activity, it wouldn't even be close. The only time LooksRare actually dwarfed OpenSea was on its first day. Everybody said they were permanently going to move there, and that's not quite what happened. Again, like I said, for whatever reason, it just didn't materialize. Okay, so the next question I'm sure you guys have is, how much did I make? Did I profit? Did I lose? Well, it's not all that exciting. When we take a look, you guys can see I have basically broke even with LooksRare. So my compounding stake right now is 438. That is how much current looks I have. And again, I am currently making looks per day. So far, I have made 90 looks in my entire time staking, and it's been around a month or so since I started staking. So I originally invested to round up around 350 LooksRare, which at the time, if we calculate how much it actually cost, you guys can see that 350 LooksRare for an average price of around 375 brings me to around $1,300. That is about how much I put in here. Now, with that $1,300 investment, I have again made 90 LooksRare, which when we multiply that times 2, around 180 bucks. And then when we add the Ethereum I earned on top of that, which is around a fifth of an Ethereum, we have our $180 plus our $560 brings us to around $750. So everything I have here, when it is said and done, I have made around $750 in profit from LooksRare. Now, the question is, how much is my initial investment worth? Well, like you guys can see here, I spent, an average of $3.75 as a purchasing price and bought $350. So that is now worth $1,300. Now, if I take my $350 and I multiply that times the current price, which is around $2, that is worth right around $700. So $700 plus the $750 in profit that I have made brings me to around $1,450. So overall, basically broke even. I'm right around a break-even point. If I cashed out right now with the Ethereum gas fees, it would literally be a stalemate for my process on LooksRare. Now, will this return and will this come back and will it be worth a fortune one day? In fact, I think it might. And might this be a decent time to dollar cost average into LooksRare? Perhaps, because it is having a very, very rough day and it takes, just a few whales to perhaps change that trend. But overall, I'd be a little bit more nervous. Now, the question I'm sure you guys are concluding with is, what can LooksRare do to actually reverse this, to actually fix this? Well, unfortunately, they're left in kind of a hard spot because, like I showed you guys earlier in this video, the Looks token is hyperinflationary. There is literally like no limit on how much there can be right now. And you guys can see here, they claim that the max, supply that there ever could be is this, but I don't think we'll ever really hit that. So the question is, how can they actually fix something that has basically an unlimited supply? And the answer, it's a tough one. I think the best thing that could go down is to give even more rewards for people who stake and lock it away, whether that be giveaways, whether that be whitelist access to certain NFTs. There has to be a way that LooksRare can integrate more into the NFT market and reward people for staking, not just in Ethereum and cash, but through some other incentive. There has to be an airdrop, a reason for people to go onto LooksRare, lock away their money, and call it a day, and not sell and not paper hand when there is a dip. And again, I'm not blaming people for paper handing. Believe me, it would probably be a smart thing to do considering this looks like an absolute bloodbath. But again, I'm going to hold on to mine. I haven't lost any money yet. So far, I'm right about where I started. And I think I might add some more LooksRare to my balance in hopes that one day they're able to get things back together, get more activity on the site, and hopefully be able to recover from where they are now. So with that being said, hope you guys have enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like, subscribe. My name is Matt. See you all on the next one. Peace.